Hey, so a while back I did a video about replacing the tubes in my Mesa Boogie Mark V. Actually, that might have been a couple years ago. And now my Mesa Boogie Lone Star needs to get its tubes replaced. Basically, if you set it to the tweed setting, it works fine for a couple of minutes and then it just dies, it's gone. But then if you put it on something else, that works fine. So there's something in that tweed circuit that I guess heats up, fails in one of the tubes, and then goes on. So anyhow, yeah, so I'm going to create this little quick video about changing the tubes. Oh, one thing that I should point out, we're still kind of at the tail end of the pandemic, and also the whole Russia-Ukraine thing is going on. And what I did not know was that most of the world's vacuum tubes are produced in Russia and China and maybe some other Slovakian countries. But anyhow, I could not get a full replacement set of Mesa Boogie tubes. So what I was able to get a full matching set of were these JJ tubes. So this is going to be as much of an experiment for me as it is for everybody else, and hopefully they'll get to find out what it sounds like. And oh, the other interesting thing is that I ordered these JJ tubes, but what I got were in these things called Ruby tubes. After doing a quick Google search, I've discovered that they're the same thing. So anyhow, I hope you find this video informative. So a real nice surprise for me is that when I put the amp sort of face down and looking at this, basically I have nothing that I need to remove, no covers, no guard plates, nothing like that, in order to get to these tubes. So I am just going to pull them all out one at a time. And using this thing here, we can see that the power tubes are all 6L6s, which I got. And there's a 5U4, which is I think a rectifier tube. And then by contacting Mesa Boogie's customer support, I learned that all these 5 other tubes labeled V1, V2, V3, V4, V5, they're all 12AX7s. So, all right, I'm going to pull all of these tubes out one at a time. That was a little harder than I expected it to be. But anyhow, there's the empty socket. Second empty socket. I won't bore you with all of these, so I'll turn it back on after I'm done pulling all these out. Now, something else I want to kind of point out here is notice how in each of the sockets there's a little notch, and I don't know if we're going to be able to see it in this tube, but there's a matching notch. So I guess when I put in the new tubes, I just got to make sure that all of those match up. Now that it's easier to access these 12AX7s, I believe these are just like some kind of metal covers, and shouldn't be too hard to pull them off. Let's see what happens here. Sorry for all the motion. Oh, it unscrews out. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, and that makes sense because I don't know if you can see here, there's a little notch on the top and the bottom. matching corresponding notch on the top and bottom of this thing. So once again, I won't bore you with all the details of me pulling all these things out, but yeah, I'll start it back up in a moment. All right, don't know if you can see this. I'll try and get to, yeah. So you can see how like there's this open empty spot where there's no pin where the 12AX7s go. And so, and then if you look at the corresponding, I don't know which angle is best, the tube, you can see there's also this notched out spot. So let's see if I can get this all lined up and insert it into the all right. I hope that's in properly. Let's see if I grab one of these covers. Sorry for all the motion. All right, that seems to be in there and fitting. All right, so just 4 more 12AX7s to go. Let me start with the bottom one, so it's easier for my hand to reach. All right. Guess maybe it's going to be easier for me to get this one in with my left hand. No, it's going to be need my right hand. So again, let's see if I can get this lined up properly. I'm not going to bore you with putting all these in. I'll start it up again after I get the rest of the 12AX7s in. All right, all the 12AX7s are now back in. Now it's time to put this 5U4 tube in. And luckily, I don't know if you can see it, it has one of these notches that seems to line up with where that other notch is supposed to go. Oop, that went in pretty easily. And then time to put in the 6L6s. I ended up getting, I don't know if you can see here, it's a quad matched set of tubes. So I am going to just put those in and not bore you with it. Alrighty, all the tubes are now in, and let's plug it in and crank it up and see if it works. All right, well, it's all back together again. The first thing I note is it is definitely much louder than it used to be. And this is still in the tweed setting. It's not the full power. All right, so I guess mission accomplished. All right, thanks for watching.